right, now we're going to look at FabFilter Pro C 2. So this is the FabFilter compressor plugin. It's really useful. It's a very powerful compressor, and you can see your compressor working in real time, and it's got a nice graph behind it. So let's take a look at it in action here. So I could show you how to compress some things, but I think we pretty much already know how to do that. So what I'm going to focus on here is I'm going to focus on the sidechain aspect because that's a little bit more complex and it takes a couple more steps. So we're going to go through that. So to get this thing to route or have signal routed to it, we have to hit this sidechain button here. And then we got to hit the external button right there. So when we have the external button clicked here, that's going to allow us to route signal into Pro C. So what we're going to do then is we're going to try to get the signal from the kick and the snare, and we're going to route it through that compressor. So what we got to do here is we're going to create another return track. So I'm going to hit Option Command T, and I'm going to name this one sidechain. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this open right here, and I'm going to hit this button right there and click Pro C. So that's where the signal is going to be routed to after we bump it from the kick and the snare up here. So then I'm going to hit FabFilter Pro C 2 right here on the second drop-down menu. And what that's going to do is it's going to route it to the sidechain function there. Then we're going to come up here and we are going to turn up the, I think it's B, yeah, the B return all the way up to 0, which is 0 dB. And then we can watch our sidechain compressor work. But you notice like these extra jagged lines in here. That's not like that's our kick right there, and that's another kick. That's not really what we're after. We don't want that to be happening, especially because we want to really. Well, I mean, generally, we want a really clean sidechain, right? We want something just so our drums can cut through the synth. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to put on an EQ8 on this guy, and then we're just going to roll off the high frequencies. High pass it right there, or the low frequencies, excuse me. Probably up to 200 hertz, I think. I think that should be good enough. Yeah, I think we'll be good there. And what that's going to do is let's watch the compressor here. Now we're gonna get those really clean dips in our compression. Watch. That's what we're after, right? We want it just on the transient when the drum comes in, and like all this extra the bass in that kick drum isn't interfering with the sidechain compressor. So we can dial this in a little bit tighter. Let's pull that threshold down a little bit. And we'll get it looks like our sidechain's a little bit too wide too, so we could pull this down, pull that release down there. So something else to keep in mind too with the Pro C is that it's going to have an auto gain function. So that's going to add gain to your output signal based on your attack and release settings, which is good if you're using regular compression. But right now we just want to get the sidechain going. We don't want to have a bunch of extra gain added. So I'm going to turn that off. So without it, with it, and if we decide we want more input gain into the sidechain, we could just drag it up right here. So, like, I mean, there's with the Ableton compressor, I know it's easier. You could just route it directly. Just click the sidechain button, then click the channel, and you route it in there. But these FabFilter plugins, they have a lot more power with sidechaining. You could really dial everything in exactly the way you need it to, and you have a lot more control. So, anyways, I will see you guys in the next video.